Rocktober Blood is a 1984 movie created by husband-wife filmmaking duo Beverly and Ferd Sebastian. Yes, his name is Ferd, I'm not just mispronouncing the name Fred. You may remember these two mavericks for their hits, Gatorbait, The Single Girls, or perhaps Flash and the Fire Cat. Now personally, I believe Rocktober Blood to be the pinnacle of their careers. That's mostly because it's the only one of their movies I've ever watched, but I'm sure I'll get around to the others eventually. Rocktober Blood is a nonsensical rock and roll themed slasher movie that peaks in quality during the opening credits sequence and goes downhill from there. The film opens with mulleted rocker Billy I recording a killer cut of 80s rock called I'm Back. Honestly, the song is trash, but I admit that I unironically like it. The vocals are goofy as fuck, but not really any more goofy than a lot of quote-unquote serious rock music made around this time period. So whatever. If you're gonna skip the movie, download the soundtrack, I guess. Anyways, Billy finishes belting out this absolute banger and then gets in a fight with his girlfriend because he promised she could sing a song on the album, but she's pissed off because she's only doing backing vocals. So Billy takes off, this nice lady sings like 2 lines in the studio and then goes and hops in the whole hot tub. You get to see her naked for a little bit here, so that's pretty cool. Then Billy reappears right after he just left, and he's dressed differently but has the same personality. He kills 2 people and attacks his girlfriend. He also does a good cartoon bad guy laugh. He slices her titty with a knife, and then a cop who doesn't realize the cameras are rolling enters. Billy chases the cop out the door, and out of nowhere we get a 2 years later title card. This has to rank as one of the clunkiest and most baffling transitions I've ever seen in a film. Up next, we get a big hot load of exposition here in the form of an interview with Billy's girlfriend. Oh yeah, her name is Lynn, and she's actually the main character. This guy explains that Billy I was arrested and then subsequently executed for the murders. Lynn is now fronting Billy's old band, which sounds like a really unhealthy way to cope. But hey, that's showbiz, baby. So they're at a party that's like celebrating Lynn's comeback or some shit. It's not really that clear. There's a guy in a mask breakdancing though, so they've got that going for them. Lynn wanders off and gets attacked by Billy, who says, "I'm back again," except it makes sense this time. He seems to make no attempt to kill her and just leaves her alone. She tells her manager what happened, and he calls her a liar and makes her go take a vacation at a cabin. Lynn decides to go for a solo walk in the woods to clear her head, and wouldn't you know it, just her luck, she sees Billy again. So she runs back to the cabin where 2 of her friends are there hanging out and dancing in leotards. She tells them what happened, and they, shockingly, do not believe her. Now, at this point, genre-defining filmmaking geniuses Beverly and Ferd Sebastian make the bold choice to move the plot forward with a horror movie device that would later come to be referred to as the scary phone call. Billy says some weird shit on the phone, and the girls get a little spooked and wander through the cabin for a bit. Then they stop being scared for a little while until one of them gets pulled into a hot tub by Billy. She doesn't get naked first, though, so you can fast forward this part. Don't worry, though, because Lynn takes a bath next and she does get naked, so you'll want to check that part out. Once she's clothed again, Billy chases her around for a little bit. He doesn't have his cool mask on this time, but he has some nice Alice Cooper eye makeup. Lynn hides in a closet and then pops out and starts stabbing wildly, but it turns out it's not Billy at all, it's the blonde manager guy. She accidentally gives him a wee stab, which really peeves him off. We then jump over to another kind of directionless scene where they're prepping for a show. Lynn decides to head down to the local graveyard and check Billy I's grave to prove that he really did come back from the dead. She digs up his grave and finds nothing but a skeleton with fully intact eyeballs in there, proving that Billy is actually dead. All joking aside, I'll say that this twist actually kind of works, given that I fully expected to see an empty coffin there. But that's mostly because my expectations were so low at this point that any minor subversion of those expectations had me nodding in approval. So Lynn is satisfied with her find, and hey, the show must go on. But back at the venue, wouldn't you know, Billy turns up again and kills a lady with an iron. He tracks down Lynn and attacks her, then he explains to her and to the audience that he actually isn't Billy at all. He's his evil twin brother. This is another incredible twist pioneered by Beverly and Ferd Sebastian that would later become known as the evil family member twist. Truly awe-inspiring. So not Billy, half-assedly chases Lynn around a little bit more, then knocks her out and chucks her in a coffin. The rock and roll show starts, and Not Billy comes out singing in his Halloween mask, and no one in the band reacts to the fact that it's not Lynn, because they're consummate professionals. He gets a few more kills in on stage, also prompting no reaction from the band. I guess we're led to believe they just assume it's part of the show. Lynn's coffin then rises up out of the stage, and she wastes no time getting straight to rocking, because she's a fucking professional. Then, Not Billy removes his Halloween mask. They play this off like it's meant to be some kind of a reveal, but we already knew it was him. There's no way that we didn't know it was him. Whatever. So he accosts Lynn and handcuffs them together, and not that this needs to be reiterated again, but yes, the band just keeps rocking. Not Billy then sings I'm Back Again in its entirety. Lynn then somehow escapes the cuffs, and one of the roadie guys runs on stage and bashes Not Billy in the head with a guitar, which seems to electrocute him and make his face bleed, but he just keeps on singing. He doesn't die or anything. He just finishes the song. It freeze frames on him, and the credits roll. I guess we're meant to assume that he dies? Maybe they wanted to leave it open in case of a possible sequel. I honestly don't know. So that's it. That's 1984's Rocktober Blood by the visionaries Beverly and Ferd. I highly recommend this film for anyone who has watched every single other 80s slasher movie ever made and is left feeling unsatisfied.